The beautiful Circle City, Indianapolis, the capital of the great state of Indiana, was the place to be tonight. It was the center of the marching music world, the Drum Corps International World Championships, year number 51. Hard to believe, we just celebrated 50 last year, and Lucas Oil Stadium, that front side has been packed. I don't know if we hit a record, but we are darn close to it. It has been a great 3 days here at Lucas Oil, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We started with the preliminaries, which we carried live to 700 plus movie theaters across the country. Hi, I'm Steve Rondinero. That's Lindsay Vento.
Hi.
She's been my partner throughout this. We're going to hear from Darian in a moment as well. But man, what a 3 days. The movie theater thing, competition started out intense, got even more so in the semis, and holy mackerel, here we are in the finals.
Just when you think things aren't going to get better, and you expect them to get better on finals night, but this went up about 5 notches with every core that we saw, and we celebrated some amazing things. Celebrated Tom Blair, our producer, celebrated Dan Atchison, our CEO, who's retiring. There's just so much celebration and joy and hopefulness in this dome. I wish the viewers at home could be here to feel it.
It's been quite an occasion. Well, let me handicap this going into tonight's finals. I took a look at some numbers from last night. I'm going to go out on a reliable rondo limb here and say the Blue Devils will take the title. They'll probably go undefeated this year. But 2, 3, and 4 last night, 25 100ths of a point separated 2, 3, and 4. Yes. I don't know if it's ever been that tight.
11 groups
it is
from
tight.
Drum Corps International's open class division.
As we were kind of going through all of it and looking at recaps and studying things, it felt so tight, but it also felt so accurate because it is really splitting hairs at this point. It's absolutely splitting hairs, and I don't know that I could have scored that any differently. I think tight is the exact right answer.
Well, in just a few minutes, we'll see how much further they split hairs tonight. Remember, these can go down to thousandths of a point. Cadets, Mandarins, and Phantom were just a half a point apart in places 5 through 7.
California.
Phantom holds a special place in Darian's heart as the former drum major. Big night tonight, buddy.
Yes, sir. It was magical. It was wild. It was crazy. It's crazy to think that even the season being so short, we weren't short of emotions. We weren't short of velocity. We weren't short of passion tonight. It's so exciting to be here, to be live these past 3 days. And man, it's exciting to see what's coming tonight for finals.
Darian will be interviewing our winning drum major later on. I've got some impressions from these 3 days for me. I saw some great female brass soloists out there, more probably in number than I have in any year.
Absolutely fantastic. That cadet's soloist, it just gave me a lump every single time. And you're right, I hadn't put that together until you just said that. So many female soloists. The soloists in general in 2023, I feel, are the strongest batch of brass soloists that we've had in a really long time.
I'll give you some of my favorite brass moments. The Devils, both sides now. That would be one of the first things I would go to listen to after the season. The Troopers with that ballad, yes, even with the harmonica. I loved it. The harmonica worked beautifully there.
He was fantastic tonight as well, and his performance quality. His performance quality while playing just adds another layer.
And then the Blue Coats, bump. Just loud, nasty trombone playing right up my alley. And the things they were doing with tempo in that.
It's almost deceiving. You almost don't even realize the difficulty and the environmental challenge of where everybody is on the field, and you almost don't realize they do it so well. You don't realize the difficulty in it, but I'm telling you, it is one hard section.
Here they come, ladies and gentlemen, being played on by the U.S. Marine Drum and Bugle Corps. Doesn't get any better than that. The Marines, they tell me these days, are, I think, 85 to 90% former Drum Corps, former DCI kids. And we are just elated with that partnership. We had the U.S. Army Old Guard here as well this weekend. The Marines and DCI, they just kind of go together.
They do. I just enjoyed watching them rehearse earlier. And then you put it in uniform and it's 10 notches higher.
It's special.
Yes.
Lots of color out there tonight. The top 12. And I'll tell you, there's some quality in the corps that did not make the top 12 this year. You saw 3 of them in our theater show with the top 15, and below that, even more outstanding quality and open class this year.
The open class was astounding. Those open class corps were world class level. Look at them all come in. It's so exciting.
Always a joy to see them come pouring out of the tunnels. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our future leaders right there. That's not only the future of this activity, but these drum corps kids go on to do great things later in life.
They do, and it's such a conflicting emotion. It's the last night. You've spent 85 days with these members, and it's a conflicting emotions. You're so joyful to be, you have done your best show of the season more than likely, but you're also extremely sad to be leaving your brothers and sisters.
You know, it's fun to see those multinational flags. Absolutely. Because we do have kids from around the world, young people taking part in this activity.
We do. Look at Blue Devils having the time, and they should be that excited. That performance was absolute fire.
I tell you, nobody has left these stands here, and the winner will get to do an encore.
That is an interesting point, Steve. That is, I mean, the stands are still completely full.
From Erie, Pennsylvania, the cadets.
King Arthur.
I'm going to ask you to speak as a mom with an age out in Carolina Crown.
You would do that to me, wouldn't you?
Well, you know, you get the mom's perspective, because if it doesn't have the support of the families and the parents, this doesn't happen.
You are correct. It does not happen. As a mother, I will be forever grateful to Drum Corps International. I will be forever grateful to the academy where Jack started and where Carolina Crown where he finished. I will forever be grateful for this activity that welcomes young adults, that welcomes kids and gives them a home and gives them a purpose. I will forever be indebted to Drum Corps International.
So how has your son changed in the years that he's marched Drum Corps?
He's more organized.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't have many options, you know, when you come home from Drum Corps and you're used to keeping everything in one small little bag, you know. He's matured. He knows how to relate to other people. He's respectful to those around him. He's patient, because in Drum Corps you have to be willing to change on a dime. Schedules flip-flop hourly, and you have to be flexible and willing to change. And I couldn't be any prouder of the human being that he is. And he's done this. He's had a flag in his hand since he was 18 months old.
Now, multiply that by 150 per corps
yes.
times 12, and you've got a lot of Jack stories out there on that football field tonight. That's why I'm still here doing broadcasts 46 years after the start. It's fresh every year. It's exciting every year. It's energizing every year to be around this activity, be around these people, to see what they put into it.
Steve, if you and I cry anymore tonight, we're going to be dehydrated. The arena, it's just so full of life and joy, and these young adults. It's been such an electric week. Oh, there he is on the screen. Hi, buddy.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, babe. Hi, Jack.
Well, I was in tears with May You Never Walk Alone with the Scouts. Dan was still standing there stoic, but that's Dan. That's how he's made it through 27 years of this.
It helps to have your beautiful grandkids running around. They're going to get Grandpa back.
What a year for these guys. 75th anniversary for the Cavaliers. A masterful presentation, you know. David Starnes had said during the Cinecast, they didn't want to do a greatest hit show, but they wanted to pay tribute to their history. They did it really well.
And they did. You could pick out the pieces, and you could. I remember sitting next to. I was sitting next to Dennis, and he was calling out the years. It wasn't the exact rendition, because it wasn't, like you said, a best of, but he was calling out the years that all of those things happened, and they really paid a beautiful tribute. And I'm convinced the alumni has to be ecstatic about how the Cavaliers presented themselves on their 75th anniversary.
And I'll tell you, that Cavalier drum line, it's the first time in a while that I've been hypnotized by stick work.
Yes, mesmerizing, absolutely mesmerizing.
Just had the Mandarins. We just saw them, and of course, Boston Crusaders. Hey, yeah, tonight, the Whale won. The
I
whale
saw
did
that.
not get killed tonight. The
No,
whale won in the
the whale
Boston
didn't.
show tonight. Moby Dick lives.
Look at that, though. Oh, it's so good to be back. Fully be back. It's so good. It's so good to see all of that.
We
The
have
Colts,
come
I
a
see the
long
Colts
way
down there.
very quickly since COVID. It's pretty amazing.
The rise and the membership rebuilding. I mean, some of these cores literally had to rebuild from nothing. Pacific Crest, Spirit of Atlanta, just the membership growth. I mean, this is not an inexpensive activity, and so you've got to really commit and to build membership as fast as we have. Again, a testament to Dan Atchison, which we talked about in that video.
Seattle Cascades came back this year as well. And I've got to tell you, having emceed Sound Sport today, some exciting stuff going on there.
To the Commandant's Own,
The U.S. Marine
United
Drum and
States
Bugle
Marine
Corps
Drum
playing
and Bugle
everyone
Corps.
on. We love you, Marines. I'm going to get up there to D.C. yet.
Drum majors, front and center, please.
We're going to hand it over to our PA announcer, Brant Crocker, as they bring the drum majors front and center. And then Darian is going to grab the winning drum major.
Each of Drum Corps International's
So
elite ensembles.
they're going
have
to
been hard
announce
at
the
work
caption
this week,
awards and right down
perfecting
through
their
the
final
score. So
performance
let's
of the
hand it over to Brant, and we'll be
2023
back to
Drum
wrap
Corps
it up.
International Summer Tour. Please direct your attention to the video boards, and let's take one final look at the 2023 World Championships. Before we announce the results of tonight's competition, Drum Corps International would like you to join them in showing appreciation to the parents and family members of our performers this evening for their encouragement and support of the pursuit of excellence. Please. We would also like to thank the band directors, music teachers, and color guard instructors all over the world who are responsible for the education and development of the outstanding young men and women who performed for you this evening. Music is an important part of a quality education for students of all ages. Visit supportmusic.com and learn how to keep music education programs strong in your community. Thank you. Now the scores. Presenting tonight's awards are DCI CEO Dan Atchison and 2023 George Bonfiglio Chairperson Award winner Matt Carter. In 12th place, and a score of 86.375, 86.375, Blue Knights. Named for the former director of the Troopers and founding member of Drum Corps International who passed away in 1994, the Jim Jones Leadership Award is given each year to one world and one open class drum major who exhibits unparalleled leadership qualities. Chosen by a committee of DCI Hall of Fame members and presented by DCI Hall of Fame member Gene Montrastelli, this year's World Class Award goes to Phantom Regiment's Carrie McCourt. In 11th place, with a score of 88.625, 88.625, the Blue Stars. In 10th place, and a score of 89.475, 89.475, Troopers. Drum Corps International Caption Awards are determined by averaging the scores of prelims, semifinals, and finals. The George Zingali Award for Best Color Guard goes to the Blue Devils. In 9th place, with a score of 90.263, 90.263, the Colts. The John Brazali Best Visual Performance Award goes to the Blue Devils. In 8th place, and a score of 92.125, 92.125, the Cavaliers. The Jim Ott Award for Best Brass Performance, presented by Michael Canote and Rick Kakam, goes to Carolina Crown. In 7th place, with a score of 92.988, 92.988, Phantom Regiment. In 6th place, with a score of 93.775, 93.775, the Mandarins. The Fred Sanford Award for Best Percussion Performance, presented by DCI Hall of Fame member Charlie Poole, goes to the Cavaliers. In 5th place, and a score of 94.313, 94.313, the Cadets. In 4th place, and a score of 96.925, 96.925, to the Boston Crusaders. The Don Angelica Award for Best Overall General Effect goes to the Blue Devils. Receiving the bronze medal tonight with a score of 97.663, 97.663, Carolina Crown. Receiving the silver medal tonight with a score of 97.738. 97.738. The Bluecoats. Receiving the gold medal and recipient of the Founders Trophy, the 2023 Drum Corps International World Champion with a score of 98.975. 98.975, the Blue Devils!
Congratulations to all of this week's participating DCI
Well, a
World
big night here,
Championship
Blue
corps.
Devils, and Darian
Drum majors,
Sanders,
you
our
are
former
dismissed.
finalist drum major
We
himself,
invite you
has
to
the Blue Devils
congratulate
drum
each other
major.
on a successful season.
We're standing here
You
with Corey. He
are
just won
dismissed.
the
And
World
thank you.
Championship. Man, you are killing it. Let's just say this. The winningest drum corps. You just got the 21st gold medal. How does it feel? What's the experience like?
It's the most incredible feeling in the world. Not many other things in the world you can do that you can give 100% of your time and effort in, and to be rewarded in this way, and especially to be surrounded by such amazing performers on the field. It really, there's a synergy on the field, and we're filled with so much joy, and it's a great feeling.
I love that. I love that. For somebody listening in, watching in, somebody in the audience, what would you say would be the next step to achieve what you've achieved?
Everything that we work on at the Blue Devils, at the end of the day, it's about being a good person. You can clean a drill form as many times as you want. You can rep a chunk as many times. But if you can't work as a community, if you can't get along with people, and if you can't overcome your own internal struggles, then nothing really matters. So being a good person and continually working on that is what we preach at the Blue Devils. And I think that it does a lot for our success competitively as well.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Corey. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I love this. Just mass bedlam out on the field, and it'll stay that way for a while, and then we'll have an encore from the Blue Devils.
That
Okay,
was tight. My goodness.
Blue Devils take it by more than a point, but the spread between second and third with the Blue Coats and Crown, .075. Less than a tenth of a point. Razor thin there. Those are our medalists, and Boston Crusaders there in a strong fourth. We'll put them up for you again and recap them here in just a little bit. The thing we always say, though, is watch the GE. High GE usually wins, and the Blue Devils took GE honors tonight.
Yeah, general effect is where it's at. Again, it was even, I think, the prelims round where, and it was actually semis as well. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 in effect, and that's exactly how it finished overall.
Blue Devils
Forget
taking
it.
GE with a 39.675 cumulatively.
Wait a minute, look, as soon as I opened my mouth, look at that. Crown was second in GE.
Not by much.
Not by much, but my goodness, I mean, that's the hair, right? Those are the hairs we're talking about.
Yeah, and look at
Wow.
that. We can study this all night and break it down, but The captions also were interesting, as the Carolina Crown took brass and the Cavaliers, who finished 8th, won percussion. That drum line came out of the gate smoking this season, and they never looked back.
I would like to do history. We need Dennis DeLucia on this, but I would love to do the history of a caption award to the lowest placement. You know, has an 8th place corps ever won a caption?
Etobicoke Oakland Crusaders back in the 70s.
Oh, you just pulled that right out.
We're around 12th, and but they didn't make finals, but they won percussion in prelims. So get around to finals, I don't know, but Cavaliers, they've got something to be mighty.
They do.
Well, all these corps got something to be mighty proud
Get
of.
the energy behind us on the field, everybody mingling, hugging their friends, saying goodbye to their brothers and sisters they've spent the entire summer with. It's really electric.
Congratulations to Phantom Regiment's drum major, Kerry McCourt, winning the Jim Jones Leadership Award. As you look down these scores, Color Guard went to the Blue Devils. The Visual Award went to the Blue Devils. The Brass Award went to Carolina Crown. The Percussion Award went to the Cavaliers. And the High GE Award went to the Blue Devils. All these corps here have a lot to build on going into the season of 2024. My goodness, look at that.
Drum Corps is way back, baby.
Okay, welcome to Times Square, New Year's Eve, ladies
Right.
and gentlemen. This has been so much fun. I'm worn out.
I'm emotionally drained. I'm dehydrated.
I want to say a thank you to Dan Atchison for all of his 27 years of service and for believing in our broadcast effort and being one of our biggest boosters in what we've been able to do, bringing this wider show to the public. And also to my buddy Tom Blair, who's hanging it up after tonight.
We love
I
you,
think we'll
Tom.
see them around again, though.
I don't think we could keep him away.
No. So for Ted, this is Sam. Steve Rondanero, we're wishing you a good night. Thank you for joining us here in Indianapolis.
Good night, everyone.